What is reverse dieting and is it really necessary after weight loss? Hey there, my name is Anand from underdogstrength.com and today I'm going to share with you what exactly is reverse dieting, the benefits of reverse dieting, and how to reverse diet. But before I begin, I want to know from you whether you prefer shorter videos like maybe 5 to 10 minute long videos, or do you prefer longer videos that are longer than 10 minutes. So the topic for today is reverse dieting. So what is reverse dieting? Reverse dieting is exactly what it sounds like. When we want to lose weight, we reduce our calories over time until we reach our goals. With reverse dieting, we slowly add calories to our weight loss diet until we stop losing weight. So if our goal is to stay lean after losing weight and maintain our body weight, then what's the benefit of slowly increasing our calories? And why not straight away increase our calories right up to maintenance? The One of the main things is that when we lose weight, we don't really know our true maintenance level. You could use a calorie calculator that you can find online to get a rough estimate of where your calories should be. And if you have no idea about how many calories you need, click on the link in the description below where I've included a link to my own calorie calculator. So what happens when we lose weight? To show you this, let's check out the whiteboard. So on the whiteboard you can see that when we lose weight, our hunger levels are high, our stress levels are also really high, and our cravings are also really high. On the other side, our metabolic rate is low, our willpower is also lower, and our motivation levels are lower. So let me explain each of these points for you. Number one, your hunger levels are going to be really high when you diet down. And this has to do with two key hormones. And those hormones are leptin and ghrelin. Leptin is a hormone that is produced in your fat cells. And when your body senses that your fat cells are getting lower in terms of energy, it's gonna signal your body to slow down your metabolic rate and also make you more hungry. So leptin is also known as the satiety hormone. The other hormone responsible for making you hungry is called ghrelin, and ghrelin is produced in your stomach. And what happens is when you diet down, your body and your stomach senses that there's less food coming in, and as a result, it's gonna make you more hungry. So when you lose weight, your leptin levels are gonna be high and your ghrelin levels are gonna be low. And by the time you're done losing weight, you're gonna be really hungry. And if you don't control your appetite during this time period, then it will set you up for massive weight regain. When you lose weight, your stress levels actually go high simply because you're in a caloric deficit, and on the other side you may also be training really hard and you also may be doing a lot of cardio. And you may know some people who are prone to like stress eating, where whenever they go under a period of stress, they start eating a lot of food, especially junk food. So you want to make sure to manage your stress during this time. The next thing that increases when you lose weight are your cravings. And this is because when you lose weight, you may have to cut out certain food groups. And by the end of your diet, you may not be able to eat a lot of your favorite foods. So, when you're done with your diet, and you may be tempted to eat a lot of those foods, and you don't really want that right away. Now, let's look at what goes down when you diet. When you diet, first of all, your metabolic rate goes down. And we already discussed the relation between your hunger and your metabolic rate. Hunger is high and metabolic rate is low. Now, your metabolism is made up of different components, such as the BMR, your physical activity, which includes your the workouts that you do, and also the non-exercise activities that you do, such as walking, commuting, standing, sitting. And then finally you have something called the thermic effect of food, where whatever food you eat, a percentage of that is expended by the body in order to break down that food and derive calories from it. So I won't go into too much detail in this video, but I'll definitely make a detailed video on this topic of metabolism very soon. But if you want to check out, you know, how to speed up your metabolism, then I've already made a video on that, and I will link it down in the description below. But basically, when you diet down, the body senses that you're essentially starving yourself, and to prevent your body from dying of starvation, it takes measures to slow down your metabolic rate. So your BMR drops a little bit, and more importantly, your activity level also drops quite a bit. So you may find that when you're done dieting, at the end of your diet, you probably got really lazy. Instead of standing, you preferred sitting. You you wouldn't get up as often as you wanted. You would start walking slower. So all of these things are going to slow down your metabolic rate. The next thing on the list is your willpower. So your willpower is a limited resource, and by the end of your diet, your willpower is going to be pretty drained. And during this time, if you don't pay attention to it, you can really go off your diet. And finally, your motivation levels are going to be low when you're done losing weight. So the thing is, a lot of people can lose weight, but not a lot of people can keep the weight off. In fact, did you know that over 95% of the people who try to lose weight gain it all back within 3 years? And some people even gain back more than what they started with. And I've done this myself, where every time I would try to lose weight, and after I was done losing weight, I would gain back all the weight until I finally figured out the concept of reverse dieting. And ultimately, I was able to lose over 125 pounds and keep it off for over 6 years. So our motivation levels are low because we may have already achieved our goal of weight loss, and then we may not have set other goals. So if you don't have other goals in mind, so you tend to lose a lot of motivation, and you may go off your diet really quickly. Now, all of these factors combined are a recipe for massive weight regain. So you definitely want to be careful during this time period. And this is where reverse dieting comes in. With reverse dieting, basically what you do is you slowly increase your calories over time, and at the same time you monitor your body weight and your body measurements. And what this does is it gives you a degree of accountability, and also it gives you new goals that you can set, where you're still tracking your nutrition, maybe not as closely as you were while dieting, but you're still controlling your food intake. Now, the weight scale is definitely not the only way you can measure your progress, but it's a pretty reliable way of doing so. While reverse dieting, some people actually gain weight, and this does not mean that they've gained fat, but weight can mean anything. Your body is comprised of so many different things. So especially when you start eating food again, and especially if it's a lot of carbohydrates, your body tends to store more glycogen and more water. So that may also drive up your weight on the scale. So for this reason, you should also keep track of your body measurements, because you may find that when you reverse that, you actually look leaner. And a lot of people report looking leaner because when they start eating again, their muscles, they fill up with glycogen again, they look fuller, and this gives an appearance of them actually looking leaner even though they're eating more food. And the ultimate goal of reverse dieting is to prevent excessive weight gain. Now, you might gain some weight while reverse dieting, and some people actually lose weight while reverse dieting because they're still in a caloric deficit. But regardless of whether you lose weight or maintain weight or even gain weight, you want to monitor your body weight to make sure that the weight, even if you gain weight, that it's not excessive. So how do you reverse diet? Now, as a coach, I always recommend people to reverse diet, and I always recommend people to go very slow when they reverse diet. There are some cases where they need to increase their calories really fast, but in most cases, I have people going as slow as they feel comfortable going in terms of increasing their calories. Now, this increase in calories could be as low as 50 to 100 calories per week. Now, let me give you some numbers as an example. Let's say you used a calorie calculator, and the calculator told you that your maintenance calories are about 2500 calories a day. and you ended your diet at about, let's say, 1800 calories a day. So 2500 calories is your new goal. When you're done dieting, the first week you can add about 100 calories to your diet, and most of these calories should come from carbohydrates and also some from fat. So let's say you added in 15 grams of carbohydrates and 5 grams of fats. That's approximately 100 calories. Then you would also monitor your body weight. Now, in terms of monitoring your body weight, I always recommend my clients that they weigh themselves every single day. And because the reason for this is your weight fluctuates every single day. Some days you might be heavier and some days you might be lighter. When you weigh yourself every single day, you can take daily averages of your weight. I always recommend that you weigh yourself the first thing in the morning without eating anything, without drinking anything, and after using the bathroom. This way, you're consistent with your weigh-ins. So the first week you added in 100 calories and your weight might have gone down a little bit because you might still have been in a caloric deficit. So that means you can add in 100 more calories. And you keep adding calories until you reach your maintenance level. So let's say week 2 you added 100 more calories and there was maybe a slight drop in weight. Then week 3 you can add in 100 more calories, and by now you're at about 2200 calories. If you're still losing weight and if you don't want to lose weight, then you can add in even more calories, like let's say 200 calories per week. And if you're just maintaining your body weight and you want to see if you can push your calories even further, then you can even add in like 50 calories. And then when you reach your maintenance level, then you can decide what you want to do with your diet, whether you want to keep maintaining your weight or you want to increase your weight. You can go on a bulk, so that's up to you. And some people even use reverse dieting for long-term weight loss. So let's say they were losing weight, but they still had some weight to lose, but their metabolic rate had slowed down quite a bit. So they can reverse diet for a short time and speed up their metabolism back up again where it was, and then when they're ready, they can go and start dieting again. So there's many different applications of reverse dieting. But what happens with reverse dieting is that all of these negative metabolic adaptations we talked about, such as your metabolic rate slowing down, your activity level going down, a lot of these will start reversing as you reverse diet. So as you start eating more food, your body will start expending more energy. You might feel more energetic, and you will find that you may have to increase your calories even further over time. So reverse dieting can be used for a really long time if you wanted to. Another point I want to add is how you can reverse diet with cardio. Now, cardio, a lot of people use cardio for weight loss. For the people who do a lot of cardio and they want to cut down on their cardio, then in terms of reverse dieting, instead of adding in food right away, they can keep the food at the same level at their weight loss diet, but they can cut out a lot of cardio every single day. And this will get rid of a lot of stress. And after that, after they've cut down their cardio, they can start adding in food again. I would still recommend keeping some cardio because it's got a lot of other benefits in terms of like health, nutrition, partitioning, recovery, etc. So I would recommend that you keep in some HIIT cardio sessions along with your main strength training sessions when you reverse diet. Now, if you're not doing any cardio at all, I would recommend that you add in a little bit of cardio to your existing strength training workouts, and you can increase your food levels or the calories even further if you added some cardio. The final point I want to make about reverse dieting is that some people don't count the calories, or they may have been counting the calories while losing weight, but psychologically they're feeling really burned out with it and they don't want to count the calories anymore. And this is completely understandable. So what can you do about it? There are a few things you can do about it. One thing you can do is you can estimate your portion sizes and simply increase your portion sizes every single meal so that you're adding in more food over time. The other thing you can do is, if you're on really low calories, chances are that you are eating a lot of low calorie foods such as a lot of vegetables, and eating a small amount of high calorie foods. So you can start introducing some high calorie foods back into your diet. So there you have it, guys. This is why, as a coach, I always recommend reverse dieting. And just to quickly recap, what happens when you lose weight is that, first of all, your hunger levels are really high, and on the other side, your metabolic rate is really low. Your stress levels are really high, and your willpower is low. And finally, your food cravings are really high, and your motivation level is really low. So, all of these factors combined can really set you up for massive weight regain, and you don't want that. And that is why, reverse dieting can help you stay lean after you're done dieting. If you want to reverse diet, you simply add in anywhere between 50 to 200 calories to your existing weight loss diet. Now the speed depends on your own preferences and how fast or how slow you want to go with your reverse diet. And if you're doing a lot of cardio, you can simply reduce the cardio over time and treat it as a form of reverse diet. If you're not doing any cardio, then you can add in some cardio, and you can replace some of the calories you burn through cardio by eating more food. And if you're not counting calories, or if you don't want to count calories, then you can increase your portion sizes over time, or you can start introducing some high caloric foods back into your diet, but really slowly. And if you want to learn more about reverse dieting, or if you want to check out my calorie calculator, make sure to check out the complete article on this topic of reverse dieting down in the description below. So I hope you found this informative. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button down below, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more great content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.